I want to tell you something beautiful and wonderful. And what I want to tell you is about you. I'm only telling you what he told us in this gospel this morning. But before your eyes glaze over in the face of yet one more Jesus story, please listen. Please listen, because this is what he said on the night before he was to die. And what he's telling us is what he wants us to know before he goes. And what he says is, if you love me, if you enter into this holy exchange of giving and receiving love, here is what is possible for you. What is possible for you is to experience yourself as part of a love story. What is possible for you is to experience yourself as part of a love story. Love me, he says, and watch what happens to you. Love me and watch what happens to you, he's saying here. If you dare to love God, it will change everything. This is the only truth I know, really. And I don't know it because I can prove it to you, or because I can logically say to you, well, there's this and this and this, and so this. And while it's true that there is some logic in it and there is some evidence for it, nevertheless, I only really truly know it intuitively. I know it in my gut. But I know it, and I trust it with my whole life. When you open yourself to receiving the love of God and returning that love, you will be caught up in this holy exchange. You will be caught up in this holy exchange so that you will not be able to stop yourself from loving. It almost feels like you have no choice but to let the love with which you have been loved, to be poured out through you. There's only one love. Somebody asked me a couple of months ago, maybe now, what were some of the underlying themes of my life? And what I said first and what I said quickly was that the fundamental underlying theme of my life would be the assumption, no, as a matter of fact, the faith, that there is only one love. There is only one love, and that what happens here and here and here, whether it's in suffering or in joy, is all a participation in that one love. But there is only one love. So my friendship with you, my romance with you, my service to you, my donation to this, my connection, the connection I feel through art or through nature or through music, are really only all a part of that one love. And love is God's name. God's name is love. And the one love that I am always and everywhere, only receiving and giving and receiving and giving and receiving and giving, endlessly, imperfectly, and yet endlessly. A speaker at a conference I just attended last weekend put it this way: it's like we are wading into the ocean. We're wading into the ocean, and even though at first we're only ankle deep in that ocean, even though at first we're only ankle deep, it's still the ocean. It's the whole ocean we're stepping into. And what if that ocean were infinitely deep? What if the infinity of the ocean gave the infinity of its depth to that ankle-deep you? What if the infinity of an infinite ocean gave its infinite depth to just that ankle that is you stepping into that ocean? The generosity of the infinite is infinite. He went on to say, if you look back at some of those old stirrings of your own heart over the years, and even if you were only ankle deep, still, the infinity of infinite love was giving itself infinitely to you. To you. All of the love in the universe, right there, right at your own feet. The truth of our lives is that infinite love is in every situation and is utterly, totally available to each of us. No matter our past, or our failures, or our indiscretions, or our compromises, or even our lack of understanding. This is not a love that holds back for any reason whatever, ever. It is not earned, and it is not merited. It just is. And all you and I have to do, and keep doing, is open ourselves to this one love. Be awake to it. Access it however best I can. And let it flow in from the one love. Let it flow in from that one eternal, unmeritable love. And let it flow through us and back out into the world. That is what is possible for you. For you. That you are part of a love story. And there is a way you can know it. One beautiful way to access that one love is a practice that I do for myself every day. It's a practice that for me started out with a minute and then became 5 and then became 10 and now is part of 20 minutes of almost every day of my life, even on airplanes. And it's really about entering into that love story in an intentional moment of quiet, contemplative prayer. And I'd like to end this reflection with you this morning a little different than usual, by by leading you into that with me. I'd like to ask you to pray with me, to enter for just a minute into this one love story by breathing in God's love and breathing out, I love you, to God. For just one full minute, enter into what the mystics call contemplation with me, and what I simply call praying. Joe will lead us into it with just a few repetitions of a simple chant. And with the words of that chant being, I am opening to your love, safe in your heart, safe in your arms. Feel free to listen as we enter into this minute, or sing along, chant along with him. So if you would, I'd ask you just to get a little comfortable. Fold your hands on your lap or perhaps in front of your heart. And breathe in a nice long breath. And with your breathing in, think what God is saying to you. Saying to you simply with that breathing in, I love you. I love you by your very first name. I love you, Gary. And hold it oh so briefly. And then breathe out. I love you, God. I love you by your own name. I love you, God. And do that over and over, ever so slowly, for a full minute after our chanting. You were made for this. You are part of something wonderful and beautiful. You are part of a great love story.
I'm opening to your love. I am opening to your love. I am opening to your love. I am opening to your love. Safe in your heart, safe in your arms, safe in your heart, safe in your arms. I am opening to your love. I am opening to your love. I am opening to your love. I am opening